Hey guys, Dan here,
And Frank.
and we are the Mazer Squad coming at you with episode 63. We're going to be reviewing GMK, Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, All Monsters Attack. It is a mid 2000s classic of the Millennium Era. But before we do that, we are also going to be reviewing Godzilla Cross or Godzilla Sonic Godzilla issue 1 and Kai-sei issue 12 of Godzilla, which
The
was
finale.
the finale of Arc 2, which took the whole series in a whole different direction, took the
Yeah.
universe in a whole different direction. But before we do that, we want to talk about taking things in a different direction. Toho released a statement that, as of right now, they don't see AI as having a role in creative works. Not only that, they actually don't know if it's even legal to be using AI for creative works. It raises a lot of red flags. And for their shareholders, they don't see any value for it. So they will not be using AI for any creative purposes, which I think is a great statement to come out with. Godzilla defeating the AI.
And hopefully, all their movies will get physical releases.
Hopefully. Yeah, they got that Sony partnership.
Oh. Yeah, they might need to find somebody else. Criterion's been doing some of the releases. I don't know. The Sony thing might be over sooner rather than later. It might already be over, technically. I mean, we haven't seen a Sony set in a while, so Sony might not be printing Blu-rays either at this rate.
Yeah, who knows? Tosha put out a statement that, due to current market trends, Godzilla will be distributed through a digital means. He will not be physically destroying buildings anymore.
That would be good.
He's just going to be bankrupting the building owners instead.
Yeah.
But it's great to see a big company finally be like, we don't see it.
Yeah.
We saw that.
And it's pretty pathetic that there's so many American companies and even American actors backing it. They're yeah, whatever.
I think it's great.
Yeah, it's the future. We got Gene Wilder's voice being used for this.
Well, see, the old actors I don't take any malice towards because that's their family members that can't cash in on them anymore. So they're just I'm just going to sell it off to AI. Who cares? It's free money for them. They don't care about their loved one's legacy.
Yeah.
I was happy that Weird Al almost got swindled apparently into doing a commercial for AI.
Oh, really?
And then, but before he filmed it, he found out that it was an AI company. He was like, "I'm not doing this."
Good for him.
Yeah. So there are people out there that are standing up.
Yeah, I know there is definitely a split, but
it's definitely a smaller portion. The
Yeah.
amount of money that's being dumped into this.
Yeah.
To make it seem like it's a worthwhile proposition is kind of insane.
Yeah.
I just can't wait for my RAM prices to come down.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to need it when you have to build a computer to play digital games.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah. That's why you don't pre-order a game that took 13 years to come out that you don't even know if it's going to be good or not. I think they saw the numbers on GTA on the pre-orders. Apparently, they made $3 billion on the first day.
There's
just
also been
pre-orders.
exaggerated things there was a report that it sold some amount of copies. There's fake numbers going around too. Then people are that's more than the global population. There's no way it sold that many digital copies.
Yeah,
there's some rage bait numbers that have been circulating. People are yeah, that's it. You know what? I'm gonna be playing Godzilla that day.
So am I.
As much as I would love to play GTA, I don't have the time for it. So I want to be playing Godzilla.
I didn't like GTA 5. I thought it was a step down from GTA 4. I said I'll wait for 6. I don't think I'm getting 6 either. I'm perfect. I own Vice City. I own GTA 3, and I own San Andreas. Those are the best games.
Which are the prime. They really are. Yeah, Vice City, San Andreas, to me, are still like my top two.
They're top tier. I love the story in GTA 4. I'll rebuy it if I have to, but I have no interest in 6 right now. And honestly, I'm not going to buy any digital games from Sony. I could see a PC game.
The minute I saw that announcement, I was like, "This is gonna set such a terrible precedent because everyone's gonna be like, look at them, they sold like crazy, and it's perfectly fine." And I'm like,
that's. I think Sony did this last week, saying, "Well, if GTA does well, there's not too big of a backlash. We'll just roll it out for everything else."
There was definitely backlash. They had to put out like
backlash,
several...
but I don't think it was a big enough. I think it was a very vocal minority that was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not doing this."
Yeah.
I think for the most part, people are just buying it. Like, oh yeah, GTA. I'll pay $100.
It became like free on like Epic so many times. There's a PlayStation Plus game for free once before. Like, there's so many ways to get it for free eventually down the road. Like,
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Or
discounted. I'm not paying $80, but
I would see the $80 isn't even the real version of the game.
Yeah.
The real version of the game is $100.
Yeah.
If I'm being 100%, the amount of content that they cut.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, $80 isn't really doing anything. It's just getting you through the door.
Yeah, but you know what? That's why I'm playing Godzilla. Yeah. Destroy All Monsters Melee that day.
Yeah, I bought my copies. I got my physical PlayStation 5 copy, and my physical. I think I got 2 copies of that. I got a physical copy for the new Switch 2.
I got 2 PlayStation copies and 1 Switch copy. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a second Switch copy.
Yeah, I got. To be 100% honest with you, I'm reselling the second PlayStation copy in about a year after it releases.
I just like
because you know it's going to be like a $300 game.
I don't know if you can barely see. I have the PlayStation 4 one like right there, and then it's right behind the Nintendo. I'm like, it's kind of like one day I'm gonna do like a collection of all the Godzilla games. Like, so I have the NES. I have the PlayStation.
The PlayStation
4.
was the most expensive one.
Yeah, I have that. I have it there, and I have Super Godzilla boxed with the instructions. Like, I want them boxed. Like, I still have our original Godzilla Monster of Monsters, but I don't have the box or instructions. So
I think I have just I just have the copy. I don't have a box. I don't have the instructions.
I might cut those down and see if I can find them loose.
I think the loose cart's cool. The problem with Godzilla games is you run into Godzilla 2 on the NES, which is just a like plain military simulator.
Yeah, and it was hard to get back then. I remember being at Funkoland, having that newspaper.
Yeah.
And like, it would always be there on the page. It was the most expensive game on the sheet. It was like $100 and like something dollars back then, like in the 90s. Who was paying $100 for an NES game in the 90s?
It's barely a Godzilla game, honestly.
The
cool ones, I would say, are the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Specifically, like the original Game Boy game.
It's like the puzzler one. Yeah. Some people either hate it or you love that one.
The music is amazing.
The music is amazing. I do love that music.
You have the side scroller Godzilla '98 games.
Yes,
really more based off of the cartoon than the movie.
Those games are fun. Yes.
Yeah, they're a little side scroller.
With the torpedo dolphins.
Yes, torpedo dolphins all the way. And then I would say, obviously the PlayStation 2 fighting games are...
PlayStation 2, GameCube, yeah.
Xbox, yeah. Those
Dreamcast.
are probably the best version is going to be the Xbox versions. That generation, the Xbox tended to be the higher quality versions of those games. Although, I think I saw something about the GameCube having both Mechagodzillas or something like that. I think I saw a comment on one of our videos about it. But that's going to be a cool thing to get. And then it was a bit of a drought for a little bit, and that's why that 2014 one's worth so much money. It's okay.
Yeah.
It was, for the longest time, a $10 bargain bin game on Amazon. You could have ordered 100 copies of those things. no one wanted that game.
Yeah.
The second the words out of print came into the minds of Godzilla collectors, suddenly it was a $200 game.
Yeah.
The second that I heard that it went out of print, I went to my local game store because I know they had a copy. I bought it for $75. That was the best decision I ever made.
It's like it was like I didn't hate it, but it was just such a clunky game. It was nothing compared to like the PlayStation 2 era games.
The thing that I heard was the best part of that game was the diorama mode, which really only appeals to people that like taking kaiju figure photographs, which is nothing wrong with that. I've seen some fantastic photos.
Oh yeah, it's great stuff.
I guess if you wanted to learn how to set up a shot,
it's a good way to practice.
Way to simulate doing it. Like if you didn't have the figures and stuff, but if that's your hobby, you probably want to do it in real life.
Yeah.
But I guess this is a good way to practice. I guess maybe if you wanted to dip your toes in. Yeah. But you're not dipping your toes in when the cost of the game is the cost of high-end figures and the camera.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah, you're right on that.
Yeah. But, yep. And then it's just been crossover city ever since, which is nothing wrong with it, but we want a dedicated game. And we're finally getting it, which I think is superb.
And, Toho said that they were going to make Godzilla games, that they were, like, really pushing on that. Like, so this is going to be the first of many. I think we're going to get a new game. And I'm hoping there's DLC and stuff. I don't care. I'll buy a season pass for Godzilla. I'll get all the kaiju. I want every damn Toho kaiju in there. I want Gabra in there. I want Titanosaurus in there. Ezra.
I think that they could do that.
The Gargantuas.
I think they have a big enough library where if they could put a good enough cast of characters together, they could do like a Smash Bros. Style kaiju brawler game.
Hell yeah.
I just think they have to figure out the mechanics of it and if they want it to be competitive or not.
Yeah.
I feel like competitive fighters, it's hard to nail. I think that they should just be targeting fans of the franchises instead.
Yeah.
Because you end up like with Sparkling Zero where they marketed it as a competitive fighting game, but no one really wanted it for that.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just faded into obscurity.
Yeah.
But
like you said, like just appeal to Godzilla fans. I don't want to like degrade anyone here, but like pretty much if you slap Godzilla's name on it and it's half good, they're gonna buy it. And even if it's bad, we're probably gonna buy it.
Yeah. Please don't make it bad, but we'll buy it.
Yeah. We're gonna buy it. We've begged for this for it's 2026 now. I mean, it's been 12 years at this point. We've been wanting a Godzilla game.
Yeah. Release it on Switch so we can get a physical version.
Yeah, please. Everything's got to go to Switch now.
Yeah.
Everyone's praying for Nintendo to be the physical savior. Although they're not 100% physical, but they're still basically physical.
I actually saw an appreciation post today where someone was like, I appreciate my key cards now.
Yes.
This is exactly what I was saying. Like, I don't care if it just unlocks a digital thing. It's still ownership. I could still pop that into someone else's Switch and share the game with them.
Yes.
And they even have virtual cards on the Switch. Which seems like with Sony, they're just like, no, you don't own the game. You can't share it. There is no sharing.
Yes.
But,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean... Speaking of out of print, we have Sentai, Super Sentai, Shout Factory. There's no more. I feel like the writing's been on the wall for this one for quite a little while, though. I remember like a few months back, I was like, are they like not available there? I remember even on Amazon, they were like kind of like fading away, and then they came back.
Yeah, they're on Groove right now, which is where Shout Factory went. And it's actually some of the top sellers right now because I think everyone's panic buying them. I looked into it today. It's like $50 a set. And they have a bunch of sets. I'm sorry. I'm not paying that much money.
I have a nice chunk of them, but
I have Gal Ranger.
I stopped picking them up, especially after there was that one where they had like a subtitle debacle. I forget what the issue was. I think they were like closed caption subtitles or something like that. There was one of the more recent sets that
Well, they had a history of stealing fan subs.
Yeah.
That was one thing.
Yeah.
Which Mill Creek is guilty of as well, especially specifically with the
Gridman.
The Gridman one. That is like well known that they're just really bad fan subs.
Yeah.
That they stole, and they're not accurate. You know, I think the main thing that everyone's freaking out about, it's not only the DVDs going away, it's the fact that they also pulled it off of, I believe it was Tubi.
Yeah,
they were available on, and they're no longer available on there. Shout seemingly has lost the streaming, like on-demand license, and in response to this, their only response was, "You could watch it on our Twitch channel for 24/7." Which, if you're that type of person, sure, fine, have at it. I am not the type of person to have something on a TV 24/7, not paying attention to it. I know some people are like, "Oh yeah, I watched the whole series of The Office in like a week," and I'm like, "Were you like cleaning your house and like doing the dishes and stuff? Like, were you sitting down and paying attention, or was it just playing in the background?" Like, I don't really count that as watching it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not engaging with it, you're not paying attention, you're not following the storylines, or if you're just kind of like remembering the storylines as it's playing in the background, I'm like, are you discovering new things? Are you appreciating it? I don't know. I don't want to like rag on like people's ways of watching things, but like,
that's like me saying I've watched Shark Dog the entire series 5 times or something like that in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
It's just there on the background of the TV in the living room.
Yeah,
for the kids.
only 5 times. I mean, I think last year I watched it 3 times.
It's a quick watch.
It's a quick watch. I mean, by that, I mean I actually have legitimately watched Toy Story. Toy Story 4. I must have watched at least 20 times last year.
Oof. Sorry.
I like Toy Story 2. I think it's the best one.
Oh, 2? I thought you said 4.
4? I've never watched 4.
Wow.
Fully. I've seen bits and pieces, but I've never watched the full one.
Yeah.
For some reason, my son does not like the duck and the bunny.
Oh, yeah.
Big no-no.
He doesn't like Key and Peele?
It's just on site. It's not even, he doesn't hear the voices. It's like on site.
He's like, nope, don't want him.
No. Something. Maybe it's just they're like too like weird looking, like anthropomorphic stuffies or something. I don't know. Don't like it.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they're in the new movie. So.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, back to Sentai. Like, you know, like they even axed like the series over in Japan, and now they're doing this whole Project Red thing where they did Gavin, and then this next series, which actually looks really cool, is this Omega Horn Beast Hunter thing. Like, when I saw the poster, I'm like, is this like a Monster Hunter Toku thing? Like, because it looked like a Monster Hunter like monster, but
I was surprised at how quickly they turned around to even have Project Red out.
I mean, from Sentai they go like series to series, so why not with Project Red? I mean, it's sort of the same formula in a way.
Yeah, but the fact that they were like, I feel like everyone heard the announcement of Sentai going away, and they were like, "Oh man, it's all because of the whole controversy around the last season." For me, the fact that they were able to turn around and put out Project Red so fast, that show was already axed.
Yeah.
That there was no saving Sentai.
Yeah.
At all. They've already made the decision.
This is like the next stage of it in a way. So
yeah.
But they gotta make it more accessible over here. Like, you know, we can say what we want about Subarayu's meltdown that's apparently going on over there right now, but I think at least on the streaming side they've got it right. They just, you know, put it on YouTube.
Well, got it right again.
Yes. Now, yeah, last year with Omega, for some reason they didn't want to put. They made like a whole English dub channel for Arc, and then they didn't use it. And they have the English dub on YouTube for Blazar as well, but for some reason Omega they wanted to put on like Tubi Plex. Nobody's. I have Plex. I use Plex.
I think it was on Freevee as
almost
well.
every day, but it's so much easier to just go on YouTube and watch it on YouTube. I'm sorry.
So,
like, it's a no-brainer. Keep it on YouTube. You made the channel. You got the subscribers. Keep it there.
So we interviewed someone who spoke with us a little bit off record about the Omega situation with the streaming. They didn't want to name names. It sounded like it might have been someone over here on this side that was like, we want to make it seem like we're more legitimate, like on a more legitimate streaming service.
Yeah.
And they thought that Plex and Tubi was better than YouTube visually for the franchise.
I mean, Cobra Kai started on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, and
arguably some of the better parts of Cobra Kai was on YouTube.
Arguably, yes. I mean, it did get a little bit, did kind of drag on a bit at the end, but it became quite a phenomenon, that series. And it kind of just faded away, too. They're waiting too long for these spin-offs that they've apparently had in production in the works for years now.
That's just the problem with streamers to begin with.
That whole cast has moved on. There's nothing to spin off now. Like
that was just an issue with streamers generally. But I mean, yeah. I think that there was a huge upset the fact that they had this English cast, and it was a great English cast for Omega. They got an all-star cast for Omega. It sounded like it was some type of budgetary reason that they decided that they were going to delay the dub. But strangely enough, they wanted to do this live American show, which apparently did really great. It was great. We went there. There was so many fans there. We had a great time at the American Dream Mall. And they recorded that show with the English cast, so they put a lot of effort into it. But then, like, you couldn't find the show, really.
Yeah.
It was the week or 2 weeks before it debuted, the dub. Which is almost when the series was almost over.
The subtitle version of the series,
yeah. The subtitle version of the series is almost already over. And then they never brought the toys over. Unless you went to that event there at the American Dream Mall, you weren't getting any Omega toys. Nothing. They have a whole Amazon page that had nothing. I couldn't believe it. It was just like one of the biggest fumbles like that. I was just like, whose idea was this? I was like, yeah. They must have spent, geez. Do you think they spent upwards of, how much do you think they spent for that American Dream Mall setup? Do you think they spent $500,000 on that?
It was a pretty nice setup. I mean,
the setup was nice, but
they
also
had this
the
whole atrium was filled. It was a large area. They had all these displays. They had walls that were set up nicely, like decorated walls.
They brought in giant statues, the suit actors.
Massive statues, suit actors. It was
all for free.
It was all for free.
So they didn't make any money off of it besides
the toy
selling
sales.
Toys there, which they didn't have the largest stock of.
No.
So they didn't have any other...
I mean, we had gone the second week, though, on the weekends, and, like, it was the second to last day at that point. So, I mean, they've had, like, at that point, it had been 2 weeks of stock cleared out. I mean, so, like, we can't really assume what the stock was, but they were pretty much very cleaned out by the time we got there the second week.
Yeah, but they also paid rent on that space.
Yeah, basically, yeah. They had to pay for the space. To ship all that stuff over here.
Yeah, the voice actors, the person who edited the video for the background, which was the majority of the show, the practice for the choreography, all of that.
They flew Chris Shawn in. They had Jackie Jing as a host for the second weekend. It was definitely... I don't know. I couldn't guess the price, but it was definitely not a cheap thing.
I would say it was probably at least well into the six figures.
And until all this stuff has gone on, it was sort of let slip that it was going to happen again this year, but I have a feeling with all the recent news rolling out of Japan that I don't think it's going to happen this year. I don't think it's happening again.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, we got to go. This is like a once in a lifetime thing. Like they do it all over the place in Asia, like in China, Hong Kong.
Well, the thing is,
Taiwan. They
were doing really great in China.
Yeah.
It's Ultraman, and they were using those China profits to try to break into America. That was I don't know who they hired for this American rollout. And I don't want to blame Ultraman Connection. Those guys were great. I doubt that they were pulling the strings on this U.S. rollout. Whoever was calling the shots for the U.S. rollout between the animated movie, all the streaming moves, the children's book series, there was a lot of just the novelizations. Not that there's anything wrong with those, but it was never going to work. They should have always just focused on the main show. Maybe producing dubs for older seasons and putting those out there and trying to get people in that way. I think that would have been where to spend the money instead of like all this other stuff. The trading card game.
It's got a huge following though, the trading card game. I mean,
yeah, people say that, but I've never seen anyone talk about it. It's not on TCG Player.
Yeah. I mean, it's huge
people
following.
Always say
it's
that.
a big following amongst the Ultraman fans.
It's got a big following amongst 100 people.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
Like, I don't...
Yeah, I mean, I guess I figure you see it in a card shop, you're like, oh, that looks pretty cool. I don't know.
The fact that we went there, we went to the live event in person, and they had the chase card for the newest set there. It was the golden Ultraman Zero card, right? Which is supposed to be the big chase card. And we're like, well, how much is that? And the guy was like, $30. That's the big chase card. It's $30.
That's why, we have a buddy, Justin. He's always like, I'm buying singles. He's like, I'm not buying boxes anymore.
Yeah, why am I paying $80 for a box when the chase card is $30?
Yeah, if that's the card you want, that's the card you get. Like, if you're not playing and you're just collecting, get singles.
Yeah, It was very bungled, but anyway, I'm happy that TO is coming to YouTube. Same day dubs. Should get the series out a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's mixed reviews about the show's not out yet. It's coming out in 2 days. We're gonna give it a fair shot, fair shake. There's so much drama around Super Raya right now, as far as cuts in production, corporate restructuring. The gambling people decided that they can't make money off of the gambling anymore, and that it would be best to actually invest into the properties that they bought. But the way they figured would be the best way to invest in the properties that they bought was by slashing the budgets on the properties that they bought, and just making less people do the same amount of work. And they also don't like to sell toys for their show that sells toys. So we're gonna have to wait 2 years for the good Ultraman show that's gonna come out, I guess.
Yeah, it's basically that's kind of like the way they say, because that's kind of what the wording was, unfortunately. But you know what? Sometimes it might end up being good. I'm hoping it is. I mean,
Omega was a low budget show. I love that season.
I loved it. I honestly, that's like one of my top tier shows. The cast was fantastic.
Now, apparently, this show is
being
made with the money that they didn't spend on Omega.
Yes.
They didn't say that they're using the Blazar money on this. There is no ARC money. We're not going to talk about ARC money. There was negative money on Omega, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So
poor Omega did amazing with what they were given. And I know, like, a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't like the pacing of the show. it was such a great story that it was finished. They told a story. There was growth. There was so much that happened.
This should have been a movie.
There was pretty much closure. There should have been a movie.
There should have been a movie.
The way they ended, there should have been another series. It like ended and it was like, all right, now we can do like a brand new series.
There should have been a season 2. Yeah, that's what they should have done. If they had zero faith in the next 2 years of Ultraman, and they were just going to let it linger anyway, why not just keep the cast that they have and not develop a new Ultra and just put it out and just put him in a new suit and give him some new Medio Kaiju or something and let it draw out for the next 2 years.
They used to do like 50 episode seasons back in the day, so you know what? Like, it wouldn't be unheard of to like, oh, hey, we'll take a break, we'll come back for season 2, and then it'll be another 25, and you get the complete series is like 50 episodes. Like, why not?
Yeah, I don't know why, because they're like, we're just going to produce 2 new shows that we really don't like. We're going to like new sets, new suits, new kaiju. We're not going to develop toys for those new kaijus, though. You're going to get like 3 soft vinyls for these new characters, and that's it. We're not doing toys. So our franchise that only makes money off of selling toys will not be selling toys. I just don't understand it.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? We gotta have hope. I mean, it was going in like such a good direction, you know. It's such a good, like, you know, we had Blazer was such a great way to start the streaming here. Arc did really well. I loved Omega, man.
I'm sorry you choked a little bit saying that.
I did. It did well. I mean, to me, at the time, I really enjoyed it. But now, after seeing Omega, looking back at Blazer, I'm like, yeah, I would definitely put that at the bottom of the 3 recent ones. But, you know, they had such good momentum, and especially the way Omega came out, the hype that we had going into watching Omega, I was like, yes. I honestly, like, the I don't know if it's the lack of publicity. I'm just like, yeah, Teo's going to be on TV tomorrow night, basically. Yeah. So I'm like...
2 days.
The hype does not feel the same for some reason.
I don't even know the theme song.
Yeah.
I already had the Omega theme song stuck in my head at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but you know what? There's a lot of great things to watch, you know, on streaming that's available now. You have Teo coming. If you guys haven't watched, you should have watched Tajima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. We need a season 2 of that. Snowball Earth, season 1 just wrapped up, 13 episodes. It's a great kaiju series, and you know, it's a Toho series. They did that cool Godzilla crossover poster art, sort of like what they did with Kaiju number 8 when they did the little poster art, but really good. They already have like a trailer for season 2, so I don't think season 2 is going to be too far behind. So if you didn't watch season 1 of Snowball Earth, I would give that a watch. 13 episodes. It starts off with just like these axolotl looking kaiju with these buggy eyes. I'll do a quick breakdown of Snowball Earth. There's these kaiju, these axolotl looking kaiju that just suddenly start appearing. And this agency's building this giant robot that's basically going to be a bomb. It's not going to be like a fighting robot. It's going to be a bomb. But the doctor behind it, his son, gets in the robot and just kind of goes out on a joyride with it and ends up defeating a kaiju. And now, it's not supposed to be pilotable. They said to be able to pilot it, you need to be like a prodigy genius. But the son is the only person to figure this out. So he becomes this savior, and he begins just fighting the kaiju. And now the robot's no longer a bomb, and they're upgrading it, and it's becoming like an actual fighting robot, not just a bomb. That's what the solution was going to be.
Do not play this episode in an airport.
Yeah, yeah, lots of bomb. But you know, he finally goes to space to like take on the final like wave of kaiju, and there's this cool like spaceship that looks like almost like a battleship Yamato type of thing. He's fighting like thousands of kaiju, but the ship blows up. Something goes wrong with it. There's a malfunction. Um, he ejects out, like the head ejects into like an escape pod. The body like self destructs like it wasn't originally intended to, and he crash lands back on Earth. And he wakes up from like his like cryo sleep after years, and Earth has been completely frozen over. And he finds out that the kaiju had kind of conquered Earth, and humanity's kind of like in these little tribes. Like right now, they call it the Mall, and it's heated by a kaiju that is actually good. And it's not the axolotl kaiju; it's a flaming bird. Um, it's a good kaiju, and it's got a tamer. And throughout the season, we see a lot more kaiju tamers, but they're all not as good as this one. They're not good. And the season finale, the last two season episodes had like insane twists, and I can't wait to see what they do next. I mean, it's a really cool story. I gave you just the intro to it. There's a lot more to it than I told you, but I don't want to spoil like some epic twists that just come out of left field. I mean, the ending I did not see coming at all. So you guys should definitely check that one out. And then also this week, on top of Ultraman Teo, we have Kaiju Girl Carmelise's anime adaptation. This is one that's like been on my radar for a long time. I'm like, everyone's like always like said it's such a good manga, so I did pick it up for an Amazon haul, but it was kind of like on back order for volume one, so that's going to be coming in like 2 weeks. So I'm going to probably watch the show before I read volume one. But yeah, those are some kaiju shows that you could be streaming this summer, guys. So you got Snowball Earth, Ultraman Teo, Kaiju Girl Kamalise, and I said, Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider. You got to watch that one. We need a season 2 of that really bad.
Yeah, and then season 3 of Kaiju number 8 in development with Narumi's day off, or week off.
Yes, that's going to be a special, I believe, I want to say September, October. I forgot what the date was on that. We'll have to look into that one.
Yeah.
But we'll be looking out for that,
That's going to be an interesting
It's been a
special.
long time. It's been it's going to be about a year since Kaiju number 8, because I think it just finished up or was just starting season 2 around this time last year.
Yeah.
And now we gone like a really dry stretch here with no Kaiju number 8 at all. But the merch is strong. I was at Five Below today, and they had little Kaiju number 8 vinyl figures. Only Mina, Kafka, and Kikaru. No, the regular Kaiju number 8 figure, I guess they were out of all those. That's all that was left in the box.
Yeah. And I think the final volume of the manga is coming out soon, right?
Yeah, September, the final volume's coming out. You could get the link to the pre-order in our monthly comic, manga, and releases. And they're still releasing Kaiju number 8 Relaxes to kind of fill in that void of Kaiju number 8.
Jeez, they got to do something. You're going to read that finale, and you're going to be like, what the...
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
I can't believe you've had the patience. Because I think it's been almost a year that's been over.
I need to get my dose of, like, I want to take it slowly because I don't want it to be over, and then I'll be like, oh no, it's over. Like,
Yeah.
I binge read Invincible, I binge read Ninja Turtles, like, and at least now the Invincible stuff, like, stuff is coming out. You got Battle Beast, they rebooted Capes in a way. So now I got, like, the little drips and drabs of that. Ninja Turtles is still ongoing, so that's not going anywhere. But, when you binge read a series, and it's like, what now? Especially one that's over. And man, Gaitima, man, that's
Is
another
that
one
getting an anime?
It is getting an anime adaptation, and that is gonna go off when that hits. I think the kaiju fandom is gonna lose their minds if they haven't read the manga. Once they watch that anime, that manga is gonna sell like crazy, and it should be selling like crazy right now. I drop whatever I'm doing, and the minute that book arrives, I am reading that book. That is like, what if I had things queued up to read? That jumps to the top every time it arrives.
Yeah.
It's so good, and every time I finish reading it, I text you and I tell you, you really gotta read.
You really gotta read it.
I don't know how many times I've texted you. I've texted you in the middle of reading it.
It's like almost like, I feel, if it's not monthly, I feel like it's weekly. I feel like
You've really got
you just sneak it in the conversation. Like, we'll be talking about something else, and you just drop that text and then continue the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, you really got to read Gatima.
It's
anyway.
it's that damn good.
Yeah.
It's really that good. I mean, it's honestly Mothra trilogy, not Mothra, Gamera Heisei trilogy good. Like, if you like Gamera, if you like the Gamera trilogy, and if you like the Showa era kaiju designs of Ultraman, and even Gamera back then, the Showa design, if you like those designs with the Heisei Gamera feel of a story and action, that's the series. It's got the aspects of like each generation that you would want in it, and it puts it into that story. It's so good. I just can't say enough how good it is.
You gotta read it. You really gotta read it.
You gotta read it.
Well, speaking about gotta read it, we had the pleasure of interviewing the writer for Sonic the Hedgehog, Godzilla, Nick Marino last week, and he was gracious enough to provide us with an advanced review copy of the book to look over prior to our interview with him, and also to review on our channel. So that's just like a little disclosure. Like, yes, we did not. Well, we both did buy issues of this comic book.
Before we knew we were getting this, we had issues of it ordered.
We are recording this prior to us receiving those bought copies, and we are doing this with a free copy that we received. Just want to put out disclosure-wise, this way, there's no like, well, they got that book for free. The digital version we did get for free in advance, which we are very, very grateful for. But these are our opinions of the book. No prior reviewing of what we are saying or putting out or anything by IDW. I don't even know if IDW knows we have this. But it's nice. Our comic book has a nice little watermark on the top that says it's for review purposes only.
Yeah. Yeah, so Nick Marino on the story. We talked to him a lot about it in our interview, so we're going to link that up down below and at the end of our video. Art is by Jack Lawrence, Reggie Graham on the colors, letters by Ed Dukeshire, Bixie Mateau as the editor, Riley Farmer as Bixie Mateau was the associate editor, Riley Farmer was the editor, and Joanna Natalie was the production and design. Yeah, that's the creative team on there. We're going to slap those names up on there too in the comments for you to check out.
Yeah,
but even the creative team page is such a cool looking page too. I'm like, this is just perfect. Yes. And like it really sets the tone for this comic because we talked about it with Nick in our interview, but we're going to talk about it here in this review. If you're just here for this, beginning to end, non-stop, full speed, Sonic speed action. Like, it doesn't stop. There's not like any downtime. Like, literally first.
There is no stopping for there is talking, but there's no stopping for exposition or explaining the plot or anything. We're thrown right in. Show don't tell. Like, it just literally the first panel
is an
explosion in Station Square,
and that's the tone. That's the tone right there. Like, boom, like we're started.
Yes,
and it doesn't stop. There's literally, it's just panel to panel. Each panel, something is happening too, which is pretty impressive. Like, there's action going on. It's not like, oh, here's just a guy talking. Like,
it starts off as your normal. If you've watched the Sonic cartoon in the last decade or two, Eggman's destroying the city, Sonic's trying to stop him, but then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's a secondary explosion, and it doesn't come from Eggman.
Yeah, it's like a sonic boom almost. It like blows out the windows on the building.
Great series, by the way.
Yeah, sonic boom. Yeah.
Honestly, like no,
Perfect.
I know the video games for that series get ragged on, but the show for that had no right being as good as it was. I think some of the best Sonic writing I've seen, at least comedy wise, is from that show. But yeah, everyone's disorientated. Everyone's like, "What's going on here?" Like the sky changes colors, and sure enough, we see Mothra and Mechagodzilla stepping through a rift torn through space. And now they are in the middle of Station Square, and everyone's just like, what is happening right now? And Eggman is just like, he crashes his plane. He's like, I'm out of here. And we're kind of seeing this from Sonic's perspective and from Eggman's perspective, because Eggman's like, what is this? You know, Eggman. He's always trying to manipulate and make this like the best situation for him.
And he's like, it's glorious. He's like, I love it. And he's in this little like hovercraft thing.
I mean, you look at it. I mean, he loves giant robots.
Yeah, he's like blown like right away. He's like, oh, we got Mechagodzilla right here in front of me. He's like, I want this. And he's like, wait. He's like, wait till I get my hands on you. He's like, the upgrades I could give you, like.
Yeah, I am like itching, and like the thing with this versus like the Ninja Turtle series is the Ninja Turtle series, we kind of knew what was happening. The toys had leaked. So a lot of it we've kind of already like saw, versus this one is like, we don't know. Are we getting an Eggmanified Mechagodzilla? Is he gonna introduce his own mecha that's maybe like Kaiju inspired? We don't know. Like that hasn't been shown yet. We've gotten a couple covers, but nothing that's really been like super spoilery.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. I mean,
we do know that this story takes over the course of one day.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a fast one.
Yeah, gotta go fast. Hopefully, it ends with chili dogs for all around. A giant Godzilla-sized chili dog. He's like, he can get one too as he's like walking through the rift. He's like, thanks for the chili dog. But yeah, Sonic's going. He's saving everyone because he's just trying to like respond to this. Like he was having his normal like, I'm gonna be Eggman, and then he's thrown into the world of kaiju and destruction and citywide disaster. And Eggman's in his little covercraft now that you've seen if you've played any Sonic game ever. And he's just kind of like observing. He's getting hit in the crossfire here and there, but he's just kind of really, looking around, seeing what's going on. Tails. What was that?
No, he's just like evaluating. He's like he's just kind of like assessing the situation the whole time. He's like looking at all the like, he's like really taking in Mechagodzilla. And what I like about it is all the little details. There's a panel where he's floating next to Mechagodzilla's head, and you see like there's like more detail than there actually is on the normal Heisei. Like you see like there's like lines, and I'm like, that looks great. Like they've like the Heisei Mechagodzilla, I'm gonna be honest, is my least favorite Mechagodzilla design. But the art in here, especially that headshot,
legendary.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I'm of the Toho designs.
Yeah.
But
City.
Yeah, true. Godzilla City, that's true. But he would have been cool if he was in a city. The head, like with that Eggman shot with him right next to his head, and just see all the details. I'm like, that's like the best it's ever looked for me, and I'm like, this looks great.
Yeah.
And so props on the art there. And one of the things that we talked to Nick about in our interview is how Mothra is like, usually like Mothra kind of always seems sort of like a pushover in a lot of the movies. Usually Mothra gets killed, grounded, and then you got the larva come along. Like Mothra's like the sacrificial lamb. Mothra is a unit in this. Mothra's putting up a fight, and when we talked to Nick, he's like, "Yeah, she's gonna be in the action." Like
it is a 3-way fight. It's not a like Mechagodzilla versus Mothra and Godzilla. It's not like there's a like it's the sacrificial lamb. Like all of these characters seemingly play a role, and Mothra might even play a more significant role, maybe than Godzilla. I don't know if I want to go that far, but Mothra is going to be having a connection with Amy Rose seemingly, because Amy Rose is teasing like, I'm getting these vibes off of Mothra. I don't think it's here for malicious intent. I think it's trying to protect us. So I think maybe we're gonna get a little bit more of that mysticism out of Amy Rose, as we've heard from Nick, the creator himself. But we do get that foreshadowing here, and yeah, I do love to see a not push over Mothra. And in fact, I personally believe that first impact from the Kaiju's coming through the rift was from Mothra. I don't think that was from Mechagodzilla, because if you look at the attacks later on, that looks like a Mothra attack with like the wing flap, like whirlwind shock. So, which seemingly Mothra also has like an EMP effect going through, which is pretty devastating to have against the Mechagodzilla. But yeah, we have Mechagodzilla setting off its shoulder rockets, not its finger rockets. And Sonic has to quickly dodge, divert them, and just, these kaiju are just going all out. And even Eggman, like, he's not doing a great job of dodging some of these attacks. His mustache gets a little singed. The whole time I'm like reading this, like, I have like the cartoon Eggman voice in my head, but I'm also wondering at the same time, I'm like, if they made this movie, how would Jim Carrey be playing this?
Yeah. I could totally hear him though too.
Yeah, for me, like the cartoon voice is like the default Eggman voice in my head.
Oh no, I could totally get that, yeah.
But like, I'm always just like, his acting is so great in those movies. Like, honestly, he's like the star of those movies.
He really is.
So it's just like, oh man, like, how would he be doing this right now? He's so over the top and crazy. But finally they all get onto Tails' plane. They're trying to figure out what's going on. They're gonna go try to like go around Mechagodzilla, but they're just kind of just getting caught in the crossfire here. Like, Team Sonic really doesn't know how to approach this.
No, they're just kind of like, what do we do? These are big. We're flying around on a plane. And basically Mothra's gale force wind sends them into like a giant tailspin. And they're like, oh man, I think we're in trouble. And that's how this closes out.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot more action and a lot more story that we are not going over right now in this. So please don't think that we're telling you guys everything. Please pick up an issue, give it a read. The artwork in this is genuinely amazing.
Yeah.
It's so refreshing and light on the eyes to watch. But also there's a lot of detail in there that, like, this is a multi-read comic. Like, you're just not going to read it once. You're going to flip through a couple times. I think this is like the 5th time that I've read this.
Yeah.
Probably going to read it again when I get the physical, because sometimes those colors just pop different on the page.
And just like, like one of the things we talked about with Nick was the city. It just plays like such a big role. He like mapped it out. And the artist really took that, Jack really took that to heart, and he like really tried to like figure this out. He tried to like move the buildings around to kind of like show you moving with them. And just like even like the crowds that you see in the city, there's a shot with the rockets, what you mentioned earlier with the shoulder rockets, where it's heading towards like a coconut cafe. Like the cafe is like filled with people, and like each like character is like specifically drawn, like there's different reactions, like they're really small, like.
And while it's a big city, you never feel like you're lost in like, where are they now? What's going on?
They make sure to show the ocean in the background, the beach or the park or a square or something.
Yeah. This is a review. I know we did like a bit of an overview of what's going on. Again, love the artwork, love the story. I love that they're chasing a story and a narrative versus a, hey, let's throw some moments in this, or on the opposite end, let's throw like 5 pages of exposition in here. I really love they just kind of hit the ground running. We're figuring out what's happening with the crew at the same time. There's no like Deus Ex Machina character coming in going like, well, actually, I think they came in through a rift in space and time, and they must come from a land where there's kaiju and all this. Like sometimes like they hit you with that in like the issue 1 of like a crossover like this, and you're like, I know half this lore already for the first part, but also like you're writing an essay in the middle of your comic, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we're not getting that. We're finding out as we're going, and there's a lot of inferences. I cannot wait for issue 2. I really do want to read that one.
I believe that's early September, not in August, because this is coming out July 15th. So it's like a little.
Like
August is a weird month. So it's a pretty light month comic wise for August. But September we're really gonna come back swinging. We got Sonic in August.
I would imagine that the summer might not even be the best time for comics, because maybe like everyone's like out and stuff like that. I don't know. Vacations.
I don't know. I mean, they started the Kai-sei series last summer, so why not?
I know, yeah.
And they've done the Here There Be series in the summer.
That's true. Yeah, those are summer books.
Yeah, I mean,
The Odyssey.
Yeah. We next month is Roar of the Worlds I believe is the only Godzilla comic from IDW next month. The War of the Worlds crossover. I believe.
Pretty excited for that one.
Yeah, I think that's it. And then September we have the Horror of Godzilla and Sonic X Godzilla issues 2. The Horror of Godzilla will be later this month, so keep an eye out for that. That's the latest Kai-sei entry, and it'll be the only Kai-sei comic for the next August. No, there's nothing in August for Kai-sei. Yeah, until October, it's going to be the only Kai-sei comic. The mainline story is taking a 2-month break. It will not have an issue in August or September. I'm still surprised they didn't announce an annual, but yeah.
Maybe they're not doing one.
They might not do it the first year. Whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But
I think, we're going into the issue 12 review shortly after this. I think that they kind of introduced a turning point, and I think it needs to... I don't think it needs an extra story in between.
No.
Unless it's like a side story or like a flashback to maybe set up the next arc, but I feel like they covered a lot of that in this issue.
Yeah.
But Sonic Godzilla, great crossover, a crossover that we've been asking for years now. We'll see where this takes, if we're going to get a sequel series or not. I would say definitely go grab yourself a copy, read it on Global Comics, go to your local comic book shop, get a cover. I got the regular cover, and I got the Mecha Godzilla, the Showa Mecha Godzilla, no, the Kiryu cover for issue 1. The incentive cover.
Running up the wall, yes.
Yeah.
Running up the
the incentive cover. I got that one as well, because I just thought it was really cool.
It's a cool cover.
And if you ever get to meet Nick in person, I think I want him to sign that one.
Yeah, that's a cool cover. And it's also a reference to like one where he's got, I think it's Vector, they did the same cover with Vector though instead of Mechagodzilla.
They did?
Yes, I think it's like a Sonic. It's an older cover.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought it was like, so. Like when we were interviewing him, I wanted to bring up Vector because he was mentioning that there was characters that like he wanted to use, and they were like, can we kind of keep it to the core cast on this like first run? And I wanted to be like, were you trying to use Vector? But like Vector, Biggs, like all those like Sonic Adventure characters, I was like, was he trying to sneak those guys in there? The Chow.
Yeah.
I haven't really read the IDW Sonic comic books, so I don't know where they are in their lore. And I'm sure that they probably kind of want this comic book to be somewhat in line with those. And not like introduce too much crazy stuff.
I'll try to find the cover. I'll send it to you, and then you can add it into the review later on, so I can see. I can't find it right now on my phone, but I saw it. I'm like, oh, it's like such a cool reference. I'm like, that's really cool.
Yeah, there's definitely like a lot of cool. I'm happy they didn't go absolutely crazy with these alt covers.
I mean, for issue 1, there is quite a lot, but
No,
I mean,
there's a lot.
that's normal.
What I meant by that is like there's not stuff in there that's misleading on the series.
Oh yes.
There's a couple characters with different designs and stuff like that, but they're not showing like a kaiju-sized Sonic fighting Godzilla or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like they're not doing stuff like that, or like in the Power Rangers comic when they show like the Zord Godzilla and it's literally in one frame of one comic.
And it looks blurry,
and it's blurred, and you can't see it, and you're like, I feel like I was lied to. Like so far in these covers, there's nothing in there that seems like fantastical or anything. Like I said, my favorite critique of this is that they seem like they are chasing a narrative and not chasing moments in a crossover.
Yeah, that's the...
Now that's the cover. Oh, Sonic X. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So Sonic X issue 39.
Nice. All right. Yeah, no, definitely. I'll put that up there. Yeah.
And some of the covers for issue 2 look so... I love the Mothra cover for issue 2, which is also like the incentive cover.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's the same artist too, the Natalie Haynes cover. There's so many cool ones. Issue 3, they've only shown the Jack Lawrence and the Nikolai Shizmecha cover.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to keep some of these covers a little close to the chest.
Yeah.
Like they try not to reveal too much, but they also want to build up hype for the story.
Yeah. The Shizmecha cover, he's the artist for, he was the artist for the first arc of the mainline Godzilla Kai-sei series. So it's cool to see him back with some Godzilla, and he did the Attack on Titan one. Yeah, I'm bringing that to Terrificon with me to get signed by Tim Seeley. He's the writer for the first 12 issues, and I believe he's still coming back. Definitely want to pick his brain at Mohegan about some Godzilla.
It is crazy looking at this. Just because we just finished up, I guess we're going to start our review of issue 12 of Kai-sei. We start this review as I hold the TPB for the first arc, so it's the first 6 issues in my hand. And it's just crazy to see like where the art has changed on this. Like this is so much more cartoony.
Yes, it was.
In the first arc. And I
was almost like
being gritty, but it's not. It's not gritty. Some pages are, but like it's very cartoony, very different, very expressive versus the second arc where it's so much more gritty. Yeah, this takes me back just reading this. Just it's been a year, you know.
We're on issue 12.
We're on issue 12. We're finishing up the second arc. We're meeting Tim Seeley in person in a month.
We're making our way to his table at Terrificon.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
It's pretty insane. Like
that
like we're here now.
Yeah, we did the year, and it's official. Godzilla had an ongoing series for 12 issues for a year straight. I'm hoping we get another year again, and I'm hoping it keeps going. I can't wait for what's to come, but it's not. We gotta get into issue 12 here. This issue dropped some knowledge bombs, man. I mean, I was reading this and I was like, wait, hold on now. Wait, is that who I think it is? This didn't just change the mainline series. This affected the universe now. And I mean, particularly Escape the Dead Zone or the Dead Zone series. We got some crazy lore here that heavily connects our Wanderer to Jason and Biollante.
And potentially other G mutants that we do not know about.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get into the review here. I have so many theories on this now. But what an insane issue. I'm still like kind of like shook from it. I'm like, wow. Like we're gonna get. Let's get into this. So last we left off, we had May, Biolantris, Bioland 2, whatever you want to call her. Kind of had Jason in this, like, dream realm thing. It's probably because of the spores, the pollen. So she's kind of got this mind control thing going.
But she also realized that when Jason is linked mentally to something else besides Godzilla, Godzilla manifests in a physical form. And it can be injured.
Yes.
So that's kind of her into this is, well, if I keep Jason occupied,
I could hurt Godzilla.
I could be hurting Godzilla, and potentially, even if she didn't kill Godzilla, have Godzilla on her side.
Yes.
I think that was a backup plan. I don't think she got that far, but I do think that if for some reason she wasn't able to put the final blow in, she was buttering up Jason to follow her.
Yes, she wants to be the queen of the monsters.
Yeah.
So, back in the lab, we see little Jason with little May, and they have the little Nendo droid Godzilla
I
plushie.
thought that was a great little throw-in. I was like, oh, like it's a Godzilla plushie. And then so I was watching my kids while I was reading this. So then something distracted me, and I went back, I reread the page, and I was like, wait a second. I'm like, that's just not a Godzilla plushie. That is the Godzilla plushie. You could go buy that.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think it's that green.
No, it's not that green. It's more of its real color.
Maybe they're going to make a variant. Maybe there is one that is that green. But, they're playing with a Godzilla plushie. And in these flashbacks, we find out, May was extremely close to Onishi. Almost a daughter to him. And he personally trained her up to what she has become. And so he's extremely responsible for these events.
Yes, no, extremely. I mean, even towards the end of the issue, I mean, he was basically calling her his daughter.
Yeah, and she
was calling him dad.
Yeah, she was calling him Dan, I think, or something.
No, but then I think on the last page, I think she calls him dad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, she was calling him Dan because that's what she would call him. But but then also you're like, is she trying to manipulate him by saying that?
But he taught her that too. Is the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in the end, she's doing all this to kind of make him proud. She's like, look, I took down Godzilla for you. I'm the queen of the monsters. I did all these great, amazing things. And part of the problem is that she kind of was doing all these things, stepping out of line because she was doing it for him. And I mean, back on the farm, though, outside the dream realm here, he's there. They're trying to figure out what to do. So Incense has that, chemical. And little man's like, listen, if we could get it into the water source, it'll take down Biollante because Biolante's going to absorb more water, and this chemical's going to get in there and take it down. He's like, we need a good amount, and they're like, well, there's a well over here, so we'll dump it in there. So Riviera, incensed, carrying these barrels. Riviera kind of gives some lip back to Onishi, and Onishi turns to Chiba, Dr. Rumi Chiba here, to give her an order. He's like, I'm not even going to ask your opinion. He's like, I'm just going to tell you because he's like, I know you're not going to agree with me either. He's like, but just go get this done. Try to connect to Jason if you can. To try to have, they're like, oh, the farmers really were like, oh, May was a sweet girl. We want to just try to talk to her. It doesn't work at all. The barrier's up. And we get more on the flashbacks. We see Jason's mom with this guy. He looks like he's sick from the Kai-sei energy. They're working on a cure. And then...
So I didn't know if that was Jason's, father. Because he said they both died of cancer because of, the Kai-sei energy.
Yeah.
So he looked pretty sick. I didn't know if, that was, his father, maybe before he died. The timeline on it's a little wishy-washy, but she's like, Jason's mother, Jocelyn's Kaisei energy is what caused this, but it's also going to be the cure. And big reveal in the tank, the Wanderer, G Mutant 1.
He was the first experiment before Jason, before May.
Is in the tank. Now, we don't know on the timeline where this is. I'm assuming this is prior to Escape the Dead Zone. And the reason that I say this is because at the end of Escape the Dead Zone, he's in that like red form. And he looks very much smaller and kind of like beat up, and that other scientist is with him.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that when this lab gets destroyed by Godzilla, if it's the same lab that she was in when she turned into Lament, that possibly that's when he escaped.
Yes.
That's my headcanon. That's not confirmed. I'm just trying to put pieces together, and that's what my brain's doing. That I could be incorrect on that.
Yeah. And it's in this flashback that even like May's kind of shocked in this flashback too. Like, I don't know if this is how she got this memory, but here she even realizes, her and Jason are like, this is our real father. Like, this is how they made both of us, is him.
Yeah, which also even like just how messed up it is that like Jason's mom did that to him.
But the thing is now was she ever really his mom?
Yeah, that's like, was he just
that
a DNA sample on a petri dish?
That is the massive question there.
Yeah, are these kids that they found that they mutated?
Yeah.
Was she experimenting on her own child, or was this a petri dish kid that isn't supposed to even have like any? I mean, May didn't even have a name. She was Bioland 2.
Yeah.
And Dan Onishi, he's the one who named her Biolante as like an actual name for her. Yeah. Because he thought it was a beautiful name.
Yeah.
And he's like, we got to stop dehumanizing these kids. You know, I think he really did view her like as his daughter. And then obviously something happened down the road where she went a little too far.
Yeah.
But he caused this to happen, and we don't know how many other G mutants that there are floating around out there due to the Wanderer. And now that he's under control again, you know, they have him again. How many more are they developing?
What if? All right, I want to say this for the end here for some theories, but what if all these freaks and geeks in the Dead Zone were all just experiments just dumped there? They weren't affected by the Kai-sei energy. They were just dumped there. Maybe they don't have the memories. Maybe some of them were there, but all the weird mutated versions of the creatures there, what if they were all experiments and they're like, yeah, we're just going to dump them in the Dead Zone and pretend that didn't happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. We know
it's something they were like really clearly working heavily on, and
we know that Yuki was a guard for the Dead Zone.
Yeah,
that's something that we know. Something that's confirmed.
I feel like she might have some skeletons in her closet there.
Yeah, especially with the way this issue left off.
Yeah,
with
yeah. Let's get back into the
let's get back into
So they're bringing this chemical there, but as a defense mechanism, Biollante resurrects Ursagar, the giant bear kaiju that Godzilla lit up in flames 2 issues ago.
Yeah, it like reanimated the flesh, like
the skeleton, and it's like it doesn't even look like a bear anymore. At first I thought it was like a giant like goat head, and I'm like, oh, that's the bear. And it's got all like Biollante vines growing out of it. And Onishi's like, oh, I told her well. He's like impressed that she's using this. She can't make headway. Rumi, she's trying to connect. She still can't connect. And that's when Nuki arrives with Jet Jaguar She's still really hurt, but she suckered him in. And we get a really cool shot of Biollante here. The design is so good with the flower and like the reptilian head in the middle. It's kind of like that modern design that they did for the Godzilla Battle Line game. Really cool.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to him. He'll listen to me. And at this point, Ursagar is being attacked by Rodan now. Rodan's back in the game because it's finally burnt off all the Biollante spores. And those two are fighting it out. And Rodan makes pretty quick work of it because it's fire versus plant here. It burns out Ursagar again. That's when Nuki starts talking to Jason, and she's like, listen, I loved you. I really wanted that to be a date, but I'm just scared of losing people. And that's why I brought incense with me, because he's like, I was scared to get too close to you. And then he's like, all right. He snaps out of it. And May's like, no, this is a load of crap. And Godzilla fries Biollante. The poison's now setting in, and May is slowly withering away. And Onishi's there as she's dying. He says he's sorry. And her last words is that she just wanted to make him proud. And then
she turns into like a flower.
Yeah. She turns into a flower, and she says, I'm sorry, Papa. And it's just like green Kai-sei energy. And yeah.
Yeah, kind of want to, I know people really connect with the Heisei Biollante story, like a father trying to save his daughter. I think that this, honestly, I kind of like this even a little bit more. This is a guy that could have had a daughter and turned her into a monster.
Yeah.
And now he's got to live with the regret of that.
Yeah, it kind of like was reversed.
Yeah.
Instead of a guy trying to save his daughter, it's kind of a guy that like ruined his daughter. But the thing is that flower is still there, so couldn't she potentially grow back again?
I'd say that was definitely.
Is this gonna be like
we're gonna leave it open?
They're gonna put the rose in the jar, and he's the beast. It's gonna be like, don't touch the rose. Like
maybe. Are they gonna make a Biollante 3?
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean,
there are times of charm.
Yeah, so I don't have horror of Godzilla yet. Yeah. I think that's going to be a story about him.
I feel like it's gotta be. Well, I mean, him as a kid at least. He was a kid. I mean, you get the flashback. Like, I'm kind of wondering now. Like, she's the 2, and she talks about her sister dying. We never see the sister in the flashbacks.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's just sort of like a reincarnation thing. Like, what if she didn't have a sister and it was just her? And the experiment went wrong, turned into a flower, then grew back into a kid again. What if it goes that way? What if it's sort of like a reincarnation?
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
What if she's already like a 3 right now, and like maybe that's why she suddenly had that realization, like, oh, the Wanderer is my father, my real father.
Yeah.
Like, what if like those memories take time to come back? What if with age?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely
something to wonder. And once that happens, they're back in New York. Riviere, Rumi, and everybody tell Jason that they got his back no matter what. He's leaving the G-Force. He's like, now I'm officially done. He's like, they made me. He's like, I never got to choose what I wanted to be. He's like, now's that chance. And then he goes and pays Nuki a visit, who's in the gym hitting a punching bag here. And he's like, are you sure you don't want to come with me? We can leave. We can start fresh. And she's like, all I know how to do is hurt people, Jason. That's why I pushed them away. What if I hurt you and Godzilla gets angry and you get out of control again? That's too much responsibility. G-Force is my home. It's the only place that I know how to put me to use, and I can't leave that for you. And she's like,
Yeah.
And he's like, "Why are you talking like that? What about the promise?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "I know, I lied."
Which clearly, I think someone just fed her a bunch of lies and made her feel. Someone must have got to her before he did.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't seem like she's that manipulative of a person. She is pretty straight up, so obviously some type of defense mechanism or someone got to her and was like, you gotta, reject him or try to get him to stay in, or I don't know. But that ticks him off, and he's like, all right, I'm out of here. And not only is he out of there, but he's saying that I have to take down G-Force. So he jumps into the water, turns into his Godzilla form, and he's heading to New York.
Yeah.
And as we know, the next Dead Zone series, at least for a portion of it, takes place in New York as well. I was looking at the skyline in the back. That could be the New York skyline.
I'm pretty sure that's
the Dead Zone.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, of the Dead Zone.
Yeah.
It could be.
It could, I think I might see the Empire State Building, but also we know that New York got ravaged. So it might not be the exact same skyline.
I mean, the series issue 1 opened with New York.
Is that the Empire State Building?
Oh yeah, I think that is. Yeah.
So he could be in New York.
I'm pretty sure he's in New York.
Yeah. So that's a lot of converging things happening on in New York.
And I think I don't know if it's September or October that the Godzilla vs. New York comes out.
Yeah. I would imagine probably
because this month is San Diego and it's San Diego Comic-Con.
I would imagine if they are going to do a Godzilla versus New York, I would hope it's not in September.
I think it's going to be in October.
Yeah, I would think anyone with any New sense would not have
and also because of New York Comic-Con. They're doing San Diego this month because of San Diego Comic-Con, and they're going to do New York.
Make a lot more sense to have it in October than September.
They'll probably have because they have, even at the end of this, they show the New York Comic-Con cover. I mean, the San Diego Comic-Con cover. So there'll probably be a New York Comic-Con cover as well.
I wonder if they'll have a New York artist do a variant for New York Comic-Con.
That would be cool.
I mean, I know that these verses are usually local artists and writers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I should really get a look.
Get a Zorn.
Zorn?
Yeah, Zorn, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who does comic book covers and stuff in New York. I'm sure there's a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
New York.
It's where Marvel took off.
Yeah.
I don't think it's here anymore, but it was. Get Spider-Man. But a great issue 12. A huge twist to the series. I mean, there's just.
Yeah, I mean, this is our first kind of
actual connecting of series.
Yes, I mean, Onishi's appeared in Dead Zone.
Yes.
But a major character like the Wanderer having such connection now to such a major character and Jason is crazy.
I mean, you could even have Jason rampage through New York, and then that's how the Wanderer gets out.
Yeah. This is gonna be something. I mean, the whole time we thought Glass Eater and Vanta were the Wanderer's kids, and now we got Jason here. Is basically his offspring. And who knows what other experiments came out of this.
Yeah, no, it definitely really opens up the whole series. I mean, really to the point where I'm just I honestly couldn't believe it when I saw it. And I don't know
I wonder if he comes into contact with a psychic person like May was, or even Rumi, if they would access that part of his mind that makes him remember.
Yeah, because I mean, if Rumi ever found out that America G-Force was doing the genetic experiments that they were, I don't think that she would stay.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what Jason told him? I don't know if he did tell him what he saw in there.
No, I don't know if he did at all. I don't think that Rumi would stay for that though.
No.
Not her character. I think everyone else would.
I feel like a lot, like, she's been on the fringe of being like, yeah, screw G-Force, especially out of all of them.
Yeah.
And even Riviera is starting to get a little fed up with it, too.
Yeah.
Incense is just there.
He's just there for the clicks. Whoever's going to
Yeah.
get him the clicks.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to see what happens. Is G-Force coming down for year 2? I mean, that's the big question now. Where does this series go now? We're about to go into year 2 this October, and I can't wait. I'm hoping this New York Comic-Con has some big reveals, because last year was kind of quiet. I mean, San Diego's right around the bend, so maybe we'll get the Dead Zone date announcement, but we'll see.
Yeah. Stay tuned for the big Godzilla announcement at the end of the panel.
Yeah. We can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I hope they do like an IDW Godzilla panel at New York Comic Con.
I mean, -0 is the next month, too, so I feel like Godzilla should have a pretty large presence.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we're going to be going over into our main event, which is GMK. Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, all monsters attack. We don't talk about Baragon. Yeah, a classic Millennium film. Probably a lot of people's favorites, I guess, next to the Kiryu saga.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was a great movie. I mean, it was like one of those movies, like, you know, like, there's only so much you can say about it. It's just a great film. One of the most popular, like, Godzilla movies on a lot of people's lists.
Oh, yeah, that's always up there whenever anyone ever talks about, like, favorite Godzilla movies. GMK is always thrown into the mix. I think it's a great film. I don't know if I go to like one of like my tops though. Where do you feel about how do you feel about this movie?
I have a lot of favorites.
Yeah.
Honestly, when it comes to the Millennium series, that was always, in my opinion, like, I didn't love them. I enjoyed them. I've always been like kind of a Showa era guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the oldies, but there's a lot that I like about this. I really like that for this one they made King Ghidorah like a good guy. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, it's like a nice twist. What really bums me out though is because, you know, I don't know, I always have my Monster Island like favorites. I love all the little Monster Island natives. That they were gonna do a Varan, Baragon, and Geras movie instead of giving us, you know, Mothra and King Ghidorah again.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm happy we got Baragon.
Yeah, I'm happy we got Baragon. I thought it was a great showing of Baragon. I wish that it would have made it to the final fight.
Yes,
Because
like,
I feel
it
like
was there in spirit.
yeah, but like, you know, I thought that would have been like another cool like joining of the spirit for King Ghidorah at the end. Like it's got all three spirits inside of it to put up its last final stand up against Godzilla, and with Baragon getting taken out earlier in the movie, you didn't quite get that moment, if you know what I mean. But yeah, you know, I guess we'll get into it. You know, it starts off the movie, and it's really just showing just how awful humans are, specifically Japanese people in this version of reality.
Yeah, there's a lot of like
really awful things.
Yeah, like the drowning of a dog in a lake.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening
like,
right now?
It's a lot of like people getting like snuffed out. Like there's a lot of like on-screen death in this movie. The bikers are the first victims, right? Yes.
I forget what was the first one that brought Baragon.
It was the bikers
messing with the trucker.
Yeah, there was the bikers
and
messing.
They destroy the shrine.
Yeah, the bikers were messing with the guy. They destroy his shrine, and then they take off, and they go into a tunnel, and Baragon comes in that tunnel and kills those guys.
And then you have the rowdy teens that like ransack a house,
Yeah.
and then they again destroy a shrine, and they try to drown a dog.
Yeah, that's with Mothra. That was
And
Mothra.
then the Mothra larva comes up.
Yeah, and
I
like
was like, "What is?"
Mothra's like, "How would you like it if I drowned you?" And they like pulls him
And they
underwater.
save the dog.
And they saved the dog. The dog got saved.
Yes.
So, and they're like, I was like, they like shoved this dog in the box, and then like putting like a boulder. They took they took the idol actually.
Yeah.
And like hitting it with the stone. Honestly, that was a really tiny dog. That dog probably should have been dead from just the hit.
Putting the rock on it.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna weigh this thing down with the giant
It was
statue.
like the smallest like sheep
And he was like
I've ever seen in my
shoving-
entire life. It was
he was
basically
sh-
a puppy.
There was like a and it was like the statue was bigger than the dog, and it was like a stone statue. If you hit a dog that small, I'm like that dog should have been dead. But like, this is
They were
messed
like
up.
justice. And then Godzilla comes
And
and
stomps
just
on some,
like stomps some kids playing like ping pong that like
Yeah.
rented out a house.
and there was some guy peeing in the bathroom. He's like looking out the window, and he gets
I was
killed.
I was like, what do those guys do?
Well, it was Godzilla though. Like he just killed like regular people.
Yeah.
The Guardian monsters killed like people that were doing pretty shitty things.
Yes, yes. So, Yuri is our main character in this, and she is a junk science reporter who's basically like a reporter for their version of the National Enquirer.
Yeah.
Like she makes fake documentaries and news reports.
She's this ancient aliens.
Yeah, she essentially does like ancient aliens. If she had a modern day equivalent, she would be at a Costco telling you not to buy coconut water. That would be her thing. But she has aspirations of being a real documentarian journalist person. So she's like trying to put the pieces together, and she's like, like, she's like filming like this like fake documentary, and she's like, the town council's like, what are you doing? Like you see them like shaking branches in the background.
Like, we don't
like,
want you here doing
we don't
these fake
want this.
stories.
And she's like, we'll bring a lot of tourism to your town, and you'll get a bunch of money. And they're like, okay, continue. And then like an earthquake happens because of Baragon. And they're like, ooh. So she's kind of investigating this whole thing. There's also this like professor that like knows all about all these like older kaiju. And he gets arrested for being like weird, I guess. I don't know what his crime was, but he got arrested. So she stumbles upon him. He tells her this whole story about the Guardian monsters, and how there's the three of them. So you have Baragon, you have Mothra, and you have King Ghidorah, which I'm a little confused by the depiction of in this movie, just because he says it's supposed to be a seven-headed dragon. It's supposed to be like the Onichi.
Orochi, yeah.
The Orochi. But like, it's a juvenile, so it only has 3 heads. But then why does he only have 3 heads in the book? Why doesn't he have 7 heads in the book?
I don't know.
I was like the one thing I was a little confused on. Like, I understand he's a juvenile.
Maybe the head's gotta get cut off to grow with the other ones. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But I was a little confused by that one thing. And little enough that I did not know this watching the movie. The actor that plays the professor in that movie is also in All Monsters Attack.
Yes, he's the guy that owns the shop.
Yeah, he's also Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Not the British one, the Japanese one.
Yes.
Yes. I didn't know that
Yeah.
watching the movie, because I was like, I didn't even know that he was like still like around.
Yeah.
I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I was like, that's like a nice little like
Cameo.
nod, and I know they always do that. I know
Yeah.
that they're always looking to do stuff like that, but I just thought that was really like, oh man, I'm happy that they were able to like bring him back in a role. But yeah. Anyway, she's out with her work crew, and she's, you know, talking bad about the boss, and she gets a little too crazy at night, so her coworker has to bring her back home, and turns out that her dad is the like head of the SDF. Like he's like the chief.
Yeah,
Like,
he's like the main guy in charge of the defense force against Kaiju.
yeah.
And he was in the opening scene of the movie, and they talk about a Godzilla attack in New York City in '98 that they're not too sure was Godzilla, and they're
Yeah.
basically preparing. In this movie, the '54 events are canon, and '98 is apparently canon as well.
Yes.
There's basically it's about poke fun at '98. They're like, yeah, we don't think that was Godzilla.
Yeah, I think that that was such like a tacky thing that they did in the Millennium movies, was to poke fun at the '98 movies.
Yeah.
Or the '98 movie. Like, I understand the '98 movie happened. I understand it's bad. And it should have never been made. Who signed off on it? Why don't we ask those questions?
Yeah.
Who said that that was a good idea?
Toho themselves.
Yeah. You know, if you didn't like it, then don't approve the design.
We're gonna have to review that one day. You know, it's coming.
Jeez, I don't want to watch that movie again.
You-
I've watched it like 4 or 5 times because I reviewed the 4K when it came out. I got the Steelbook. I watched it again when I got the Steelbook.
Listen, 2 more years. Yeah, you get 2 years.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a 30th anniversary review
Yeah.
of that, aren't we?
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Jesus. Oh man, Roman Emmerich. I'll have to commission a piece of art for that.
Yeah. That
But,
might be a cool idea.
Yeah, like a special piece of art for that, just to like cement that moment. But yeah, in 2 years we'll review that. That'll be a
Yeah.
summer review because I think it's a summer blockbuster.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I can get that big novelty cup.
Oh man, I wish we still had that at Mom
I
and Dad's.
know. I tried looking for it and
It's gone. Those
it's
are gone.
Yeah, they're gone. Yeah, we're gonna have to get some stuff for that. But
Yeah.
you know, it just bothers me that they like do those little jabs in these movies because it just kind of cheapens these movies a little bit in my own mind.
Yeah.
I'm like, did you really have to stick that in there?
Yeah.
It's like so mid 2000s edgelord. But anyway, like Baragon comes out, kills some bikers in the mountain. It's revealed that Godzilla is inhabited by the spirits of the people that died during World War II. Not the Japanese people that died, the people that the Japanese killed. Which I feel like doesn't really get touched on in history that much, but Japan did some truly awful things to the people in China and the surrounding countries. Like, really, really bad things, like human experimentation and, like, a bunch of really, really other bad stuff that I'm not going to say on this channel because it's probably going to get the video taken down or whatever. But they did horrors in other countries. So that's why when they were doing all these awful things, it kind of like brought, not only did they bring in the guardian monsters, but it also like awakened these spirits to bring back Godzilla, which I thought was a very interesting idea for a movie. And I don't know if an American version of this would ever get done for like the stuff that our country's done. But like for like them to make a movie and be like, yeah, we did messed up stuff and this is like our
punishment
penance for that.
Yeah.
The guardian monsters aren't there to protect the people of Japan. They're there to protect the land of Japan
Yeah.
from getting destroyed. They are just, they're not there to stop Godzilla from harming the people. They're there from him harming nature. So they're really more there to just like rein him in over anything else.
Like, yeah, you could kill these people, but like, you know, just make sure the trees are all right.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. Yeah, like don't destroy like too much. But you know, they go to the first shrine, and the second one they are looking for the Ghidorah one, but he's like underground from his shrine.
He's frozen, just like
Yeah. So, a salaryman that was very sad and was about to be discovered by Logan Paul um, stumbles upon where King Ghidorah is. And he goes to the police station to report that I am missing the name of that actor, but he's been in like 5 million kaiju movies.
He was like an ongoing gag because it's the same director from the Heisei trilogy for camera, and he was like an ongoing gag for those movies. So they brought him back for
And I even
this
think
movie.
he's been in some of like the
He's
the
been in
more
a lot,
modern
yeah,
kaiju movies too, like the ones that like SRS Cinema puts out.
possibly.
I'm like blanking on his name, but like he's been in so much stuff. And then of course the IMDb page is just like not helpful. I'm looking for like, I found it. Yeah, I don't know why instead of saying like salaryman, they call him man that was going to blink himself. But yeah, oh my god, this guy has like 5 million credits. Who's in Hoshi 35?
Oh yeah.
Don Brothers, Nemesis, Nezura. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he was like the head of the Daiei in Nezura.
Yeah.
But yeah, he stumbles upon there. He goes to the police station, reports it. The old man hears it, goes and awakens King Ghidorah. During all of this, they have a fight with Baragon, where Baragon unfortunately does not survive. I love that Baragon suit so much. I love the design of it. I wish that he would have survived. Like, just let him tunnel away. Let him try to escape. I know you wanted to establish this Godzilla as being like super mean and dominant and whatever, but like, I wish that was just a little appetizer. Maybe have like Mothra come in and distract him, and like Baragon escape or something.
Yeah, this Godzilla, this whole scene leading up to that fight too was like crazy because you see the Godzilla's first atomic breath gives a mushroom cloud. There's the lady with the broken leg in the hospital bed, and like Godzilla's gonna come by and she thinks she's gonna get killed, and he walks by the building. She's like, "Oh, thank God, I'm safe." And then the tail comes into frame and levels the building anyway.
Yes, and then I thought it was super dark because they were doing the kids in the school.
Yeah.
And like
watching the
and
nuclear
you see
explosion.
the big flash. That's when you see what the atomic breath, and
then you see the mushroom cloud.
Yeah, you see the mushroom cloud in the distance. I was like, holy crap! I'm like, this is so dark.
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy. Thanks for reminding me because I completely forgot about that until now. I was like, oh my god! I can't believe they put that in a movie.
Yeah.
It really did give me like some of the scenes, especially the earlier ones with Godzilla, not the later ones. But the earlier ones with Godzilla before the final fight were kind of 54-ish to me.
Yeah.
With
there's
the
even
level of
over the
destruction.
mountain part too when during the Baragon fight they kind of do the head over the mountain thing.
Yeah, they do that as well. I thought it was cool, but also like a little goofy because I guess I don't know.
So was the original scene in 54 too.
Yeah, it was definitely a cool little shout out over there. This Godzilla design I really like because I feel like it makes him a little bit more reptilian, a little bit less humanoid in a way. Especially with the white eyes, it definitely made him like a little bit more animalistic.
Oh, evil! Yeah, it's just for an evil look. Like they want this Godzilla to be known that it's evil.
Yeah, so that's something that really is another great thing about the design. Although apparently Netflix might have like AI'd its like thumbnail for this movie because they're like, I think it has like the Heisei legs on like this one's like head or
There's
something.
so many thumbnails. What the hell is there? Oh God.
I don't know.
There's so many like posters and art. Like it's like.
I don't know what they wanted. I think that they were just, I don't know what happened. That or maybe they just like stole someone's like DeviantArt or something. I don't know what they did.
I think Toho would be pissed about that being used for a Godzilla movie as a
I don't know if it's AI or maybe it's just a shot that's just weird or poorly framed or something. I don't know what.
Hmm.
But you know, I feel like this movie does have like a bit of a human story going on to it, but I just feel like it's not quite up to snuff as to like other like great Godzilla movies. And in my mind, I think that's why it gets ticked down a little bit more. Because while we do have Yuri, she's a great female lead character. She's trying to investigate this, and she really does help bring in the backstory to like the kaiju and what's going on with them. I never felt like the stakes were super high with her or anything like that. I feel like the stakes were more with her father.
Yes. Yeah.
The higher stakes with him. And then they give her the scene where she's on the bridge at the end. And I know we really haven't gotten to the final fight yet, but I do want to address the human plot a little bit here. And it was so like Godzilla 98 with the reporter at MSG talking about like what's going on with the...
Yeah.
I just thought it was like a little wonky itself.
Yeah.
When they're throwing shots at 98, rightfully so, but who approved that movie? Yet again. But like, I didn't think that was that great either.
Yeah. No,
I felt more for the father.
Yeah. Yeah, he did have a great like story arc as well. I mean, he ends up being like the one to like kind of like he doesn't he almost sacrifices himself, but
yeah, but also like very similar tones to -1, where the other generals are like, well, why aren't we going in? Why aren't we fighting? And he's holding back everyone from like doing stuff, and he's like, we're not here to be cannon fodder.
Yeah.
Like, let the kaiju a little bit here. As long as it's contained, like I don't see a reason why we have to go in there. And they do suffer casualties, but I think that he did his best to try to minimize those. So, and then he took it upon himself to do the final mission versus making someone else do it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like a really cool thing that they did. But, I don't think they had like a younger military person even set up to step up to do it. I feel like the main cast was like a little bit... They were just there to drive monster fight forward, right? Are you feeling the same way?
I mean, I feel like, like when you look at this movie, there's quite a lot of, like, kaiju action that is going on in here. Like, I feel like for a Godzilla movie, it's a lot more than normal. Like,
yes.
Like Godzilla movies are usually very human heavy. This does have a human plot, but I felt like you are getting a lot of monster action in this compared to many others.
And the final fight was like almost like 30-40 minutes.
Yeah, it's a long fight, that final battle. I mean, they're fighting in the city. Mothra and King Ghidorah. Mothra goes down pretty quick, and it's really just like...
I had some gripes with the Mothra in this movie. I love the design. I think this is like... There's so many great Mothra designs.
It's got cool designs
such a cool looking
and like
kaiju.
cool abilities, too.
Why is it moving so slow?
Yeah.
I was like, this is in slow motion here.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
cool. They gave it a dart attack.
Yes, the stinger attack. Yes.
I thought that was so cool, and I was like, because I haven't seen this movie probably since we rented it from Blockbuster, right? Like, I've watched all the Heisei stuff lately. I'm all up to date on that. I've rewatched a lot of the classic stuff, but I haven't really touched Millennium that much. So for me, a lot of this is fresh. It's almost like watching it again for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the movie. I remember the legacy of the movie. I remember liking it when I was a teenager, but I haven't gone back.
Yeah.
And maybe I just overhyped this in my head. I remember this being like an all-out showstopper movie.
Yeah.
But I was like a little disappointed with Mothra in this.
Yeah.
I was like, I want more. We just watched 4 Mothra movies in a row. So I thought
it was like your typical Godzilla Mothra experience.
Yes, where it's just the cannon fodder.
Yeah.
But instead of it being cannon fodder and powering up Godzilla, it powers up Ghidorah, which Ghidorah did have an initial fight. It gets defeated. Mothra shields Ghidorah from taking an atomic breath. And then it becomes King Ghidorah. It's slightly bigger. I don't know if I noticed any like huge, crazy like
Yeah, and this is one of the only movies where
designs.
Godzilla is actually larger than King Ghidorah.
Yes. Well, this is supposed to be like a juvenile. It wasn't supposed to come out this early.
Yeah.
So, I do like the design of it, and
One of the cool things about the design is from the creature designer was all amped up to be doing a movie with Varan. It was one of his favorite kaiju that he worked in Varan aspects into the Ghidorah head design, and like I couldn't
I
unsee
really
it.
do like the head
The
is really great.
like little like kind of like spiky things that like Varan had kind
Yeah.
of worked it into the side of Ghidorah's head. So like then I couldn't unsee Varan like in the face of King Ghidorah in this.
Yeah, I do love this design though. King Ghidorah, I know it's like the end all be all for most Godzilla villains. I think it's okay. I do think this is one of the better designs of Ghidorah. I think the best one was from Rebirth of Mothra 3. I love
Yeah,
that
I
design
think that's
so
one. I
much.
think that is one of the best designs. Yeah,
That I love the Heisei one. The Showa one is cool. Uh,
it's cool but goofy.
it's a little goofy.
Yeah,
I don't think it ages as well.
no,
Um, but I gotta say, like, before we go further into the fight, after the powered up King Ghidorah, the atomic breaths that this Godzilla have are so 54 like because it's like that. Like, it's not a
it's
solid
like
energy beam. It's like
it,
misty,
it's like misty blue. Yeah,
which I really did like. And like this Godzilla seemingly has unlimited like beams. It's just blasting people.
we started blasting.
Anyway, I just started blasting. So they're able to power back Godzilla, gets him into the water, and then uh, Ghidorah goes into the water. They start having an underwater fight, which I
It's never
don't know
good.
why they do this
I don't know
all
why
the
either.
time. They do these underwater fights all the time, and they never look good.
No, no. They even did one in Ultraman Arc, the with the green water.
It never looks good. I've never seen an underwater fight and been like, I'm so glad they did that. It's either they just put a really weird blue filter over what is clearly a set on land,
Or it's just a bunch of bubbles.
or it's a bunch of bubbles and maybe they are underwater. I don't know, but it looks awful. I can't see anything. I can't follow the action anywhere. And I'm like, who's
Yeah.
asking for these scenes?
I don't, the underwater fight. It's almost like the water levels in video games. Nobody wants them.
Yeah.
Nobody
I,
ever was
I
like, I
don't know if
love.
I've ever seen like a perfectly executed underwater fight scene.
No, I don't think I have either. They technically, and they didn't make it feel very underwaterish. Gamma vs. Zegra.
But even then, it's just them
They weren't
with the
really
filter
underwater
on it.
though.
Yeah, it's just the
No,
filter on it.
oh yeah, they did have a couple where the filter was, but most of the time it didn't have the filter, so like it was like kind of like pretty decent fights.
It's not-
Which still,
But the other thing that I thought was really weird. So, they're underwater. They're going to go try to. Godzilla's got a big gash in his neck, so they want to shoot a missile into it, so this way they could like, kill Godzilla.
it's like they have these drill missiles. They
Yeah.
used them earlier in the
So
movie to dig out the rubble that Baragon made with the bikers. So they're going to use those, and they're loaded onto these exploratory subs, which Yuri's father is on, and
Yeah.
he's like, "I'm going to do it," and
So,
Godzilla like just dodges it.
and he dodges it, and it clearly hits Ghidorah, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, and they're like, "We hit him," and I'm like, "No, no, you didn't."
Well, they couldn't see it either. That's the problem.
I was
they
like-
just knew that it made impact with something.
But they already showed us that it didn't.
Yeah, I know.
So that line made no sense.
Well, and they saw there was impact, so they assumed it was Godzilla, I guess.
I wouldn't have put that line in there.
Yeah.
That was just confusing.
I was like, but you didn't. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm there with you.
So then the fight goes back to like half water, half air, and Ghidorah's hitting Godzilla with gravity beams, and then like I don't know if I'm misremembering this. So like what happens is like a piece of the shrine falls in, hits Ghidorah, it gets a second power up.
Yeah.
So it's
because when Yuri was hanging off the bridge after her report, there's falling and the guy's got this piece, like the fragment of the head in his pocket, and it slides out and falls with them when they're falling, and it drops to the bottom of the ocean.
And like I didn't understand so he gets a second power up.
Yes, from the rock.
But like all that happens, maybe I misinterpreted the scene. So it's hitting Godzilla with gravity beams, and Godzilla like absorbs that energy and fires it back as like an atomic breath.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And like kills Ghidorah
again.
Yeah, and then we see the three spirits. What? I don't really know what happened after that.
Then the dad drives the...
Yeah. The dad drives in. What was the point of showing the spirits? Like, what... Did that do anything?
It was like they had like this, like, she was connected to him, because at that point the dad had been swallowed by Godzilla already.
Yeah, but he was just driving around in there.
Yeah. And then, like, he, like, kind of, like, woke up and, like, him and the daughter have, like, this, like, psychic connection there. I don't know if it's the spirits doing that. And she's like, you could do this, and he fires the thing.
Yeah, from the inside.
From the inside.
Through the little neck hole.
Bores out, and Godzilla is about to atomic breath Yuri on the shore there, and he fires the breath, and it just shoots out of his neck instead of his mouth. And then it does it again. Yes. And then eventually just blows himself up.
Yeah, like, I understand that part. But what did the showing the three spirits actually, like, do? It didn't power him down. They didn't, like, debuff him. It didn't, like, do an attack. And I kind of felt like the dad just kind of, like, came to, like, on his own. I don't know, like, if they actually, like, formed a psychic connection.
Yeah.
Like, if they were a bridge for that. I was just kind of like...
Yeah.
What was the point of showing us that?
It does get a little hectic there in the end, but it's just like interpret it however you will.
I guess maybe just threw it in there. So yeah, that's it. You know, Godzilla gets destroyed, blows himself up with his atomic breath, or so we think.
And there's a beating heart at the bottom of the ocean.
And then there's a scene where like her boss. Japanese Weird Al Yankovic is like, we can make so much money off of like this interview that we have with the professor and all her footage that she live streamed, and even though that's exactly what she was telling him that we should be doing, and he didn't want her to, and then that professor died. How many years ago? It was like
50 years ago.
50 years ago.
And he wasn't on the footage. He wasn't on the footage anymore. It was basically erased.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then underwater, it was Godzilla's still beating heart.
Yeah.
Because you can never kill Godzilla.
No, you can't.
You know, great movie. Kind of like the other Mothra movies, where I'm like, the human plot, it's there. I feel for the dad. That was like really the only character I kind of really like connected with. And unfortunately, he was like the B plot character for most of the movie.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I thought it was so funny though that like during the final scenes of the movie, because they're trying to build up suspense, they have this like SDF like intelligence officer. These like female intelligence officer they keep like cutting to, and she's like,
yes, like I don't know,
like who is?
It's like his fling. I believe that's actually I can't think of his name. Ken Watanabe, the actor. Watanabe? Yes, that's his wife. So Masaru Shirazawa, that's actually his wife, I believe, in real life.
That's cool.
Yeah, little.
Oh yeah,
Fun.
she is. I'm on her IMDb page right
Yeah,
now.
a little fun tidbit there.
Her right next to Ken Watanabe. Well, good for her, but also I was just like, she's kind of just thrown in.
Yeah, yeah. She's kind of like she's his secret lover, maybe back at the base.
Yeah, but like I was just like so I don't. I know a lot of people. This is like their number one.
Yeah.
Which it's a good Godzilla movie. I just feel like there's so many other movies with better human plots and fights
Yeah.
that I wouldn't rank it as high as that.
It could possibly be like my number one Millennium series. It's not for me. I really like 2000 a lot. Like I said, the Millennium's series that I feel like I haven't watched enough. Like,
So the one that I really want to watch is Verse Megaguirus.
I do not like that one.
Yeah, that's why I want to rewatch it. Because in my opinion, that's the worst one. And I'm like, am I misremembering this?
I think I rewatched.
Or is it really like not that good?
I rewatched it not terribly long ago, and I was just, I'll give it another shot, but it was definitely like.
Because 2000, a banger. Kiryu Sagas, a banger. I like Final Wars. I think Monster X is awesome.
And is that the one? I'm trying to remember. Is that the one where like it's got the Millennium Godzilla just like falling from the sky? Like he just kind of, there's like a shot where Godzilla jumps.
Oh, it's just like a JPEG like moving down.
I literally, it's not a JPEG, but that's what it kind of looks like. Yes.
Yeah, that's where they got the Invincible animators from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's that ridiculous shot. I want to give Final Wars a rewatch.
Yeah.
What is that? A 2000? Was that a 2007 movie? No, it was I think it might have been 2004. Yeah, it was 2004.
Yeah.
I was saying we might be nearing an anniversary for that, but no, I think it was 2004. Yeah, the Millennium series is one that I need to re-explore, I think.
Yeah. It's the Heisei is great. I feel like if we do Heisei, we just got to do them all in a row.
Oh boy.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. That would be like almost like a half a year of podcast for us.
Yeah, probably. We'll definitely tackle those. I mean, it's such like a coveted era too, like between Gamma and them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, can't go wrong with Godzilla at this point, though.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's gonna be a good one. But yeah, that's my opinion. I don't know. I like GMK, but I just feel like I could put like 6 movies ahead of it.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, I like 85.
And I hate to say it's like not even a top 10 for me, but like
85, the Mecha Godzilla vs. Mecha Godzilla, Terra. There's so many like I'm really in the show era. 85, I don't know. For some reason, Godzilla Returns. So I always had like a soft spot for that one. I don't know why. I love that cover.
Yeah, the cover's great. I think the animatronic's really cool. The shot of it falling into the building with after the shot from Super X is really cool. I think that they tried their best to bring the terror of Godzilla back in movies.
Yeah.
With that one, I thought that was a great first entry. Biolante's really cool as well. With its little spy espionage subplot. I thought that was really adventurous for them to go off on that. The introduction of the G cells. The original 54, honestly, is still one of the best ones.
-1, I think is.
-1,
I have never seen a movie like that where I just couldn't stop thinking about it for like weeks.
-1, I do think is my favorite.
Yeah.
And I feel bad saying that about the newest one.
Yeah.
Like, there's something about me that's just like, this has been around for like 70 years. You can't say that that's the best one.
Yeah.
But I want to say it's number 2. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like in its own separate category for me, but it's like it's so. It was just so good. It was like I haven't seen like a movie like that had like such like an impact. Like, I was just like, wow. I was just in
I
awe
do
for
think
weeks.
it's one of the best Godzilla movies.
It's not even just Godzilla movie, like just movie.
Oh, yeah, no,
like
it's fantastic.
That's how I felt about it. I was like, I think this is like not even like the best Godzilla movie I've ever seen. Like it's like the best movie. Like,
Yeah. It really is fantastic.
But yeah, I mean, we could figure out
can
these
rattle off good
rankings.
Godzilla movies for all night.
Yeah, but I think that about wraps it up, and we will be back with another show soon. I don't know what we're gonna have on that one. We're heading into the summer, so it's filming's quite a crunch in the summer where everyone's doing vacations, a lot going on. Maybe we'll be back with the horror of Godzilla issue 1. I don't know. That's probably when we're likely going to be filming next around that time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We'll figure out our next movie. We'll let you guys know.
All
Maybe
right.
we'll have some Ultraman Teo with us as well.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If it
But
makes the
thank you
cut.
guys for watching.
See you guys next time. Bye.